Good morning, dear all. Today we are going to start another poem by Robert Frost, that is Fire and Ice, which is a very small and symbolic poem. Here we have two metaphors, two elements that are fire and ice. Fire in the poem stands for greed, lust, conflict, fury, or desire. Desire to achieve something. Desire which will make the world end. Ice stands for cruelty, insensitivity, coldness, and hatred. So overall, you can understand fire with the nature of human being that consists of extreme desire, which will be able to end the world. Ice, ice you can refer to the hatred in the man's mind, which also will be able to end the world. So basic concept to start the poem is that how would the world end? Either by fire or by ice. If we say naturally by fire, fire is able to destroy the world. And ice, yes, if the ice melts, there would be water everywhere. So it will also be able to destroy the world. And metamorphically, it comes to the irony upon a human being that fire relates to his desire. That means if fire comes into the human's mind, if desire comes into the human's mind, how he would be able to destroy the world by the extremities of the same. And ice, which relates to hatred nature of human being, it also would lead to destroy the world, as there would be nothing left if one man would be a hater of another. So there would be destruction and nothing else. So now let's go through the poem line by line to understand its deep meaning. Let's start. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. Here, the poet wants to say that some people think that the ice will destroy the world, and some people think that fire will destroy the world. So, from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those favor ice. According to the poet, he thinks that some people that think that the world would end in fire. It denotes that fiery desires and passion, it will lead to the destruction of the world. On the other hand, when other people think that it would end in ice, so hatred, jealousy, etc. will lead to the destruction of the world. Here the poet favors those who favor ice, means the poet favors those people's opinion that maybe the world will come to the end because of the extreme desires of the people. If we take the example of wars, you can see why do the wars happen. The wars happen just to fulfill the desire of one country over another country. If we say of an example of Hitler, you can see that Hitler have taken many strategies of war, and those war were only the mode of destruction. What have they brought to other countries? Nothing else than destruction. What was the desire of Hitler? The desire of Hitler was to conquer the world and other countries too. So we can say easily that yes, fire in the heart of the man can easily favor destruction of the world. Coming to the next stanza, but if it had to perish twice, perish means to destroy, but if the world would be destroyed two times, then I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great. The poet says that if the world would perish twice, if the world would get an opportunity to destroy two times, then according to the poet, hate would be enough to destroy it. Is also great and would suffice. Suffice means enough. Hatred, ice would be enough to destroy the world twice. So, hatred will lead towards the destruction of the world. Ice is sufficient enough to cause the destruction of the world. So, simply we can understand, again taking the examples of war, that war also happens due to the hatred of one against another and what it leads to ultimate destruction. Nothing is left after the war. And here the poet only wants to give you the central idea of the poem, that is, nothing is permanent and will come one day, ironically by man only. So, human beings should live peacefully. You know that man is the only reason due to which destructions in nature occurs. Either it by nature, we call it by nature, but the main hand is of the man behind everything. If we call it by natural activities, the calamities, man is the only reason. Students, now let's understand some of the poetic devices used here in the poem. The first is personification. You know that personification is a literary device in which the non living items, the non living things are given the human traits. So, here in the poem, fire and ice are the two elements which are able to destruct the world, and they have been given the human qualities of destructing. So, personification in the poem is referred to the two elements which are personified, fire and ice. Coming to metaphor, metaphor means indirect comparison without the use of as or like. As I have already told you that fire is compared to desire and ice is compared to hatred. Coming to the next point, alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of some sound or some letters in a single line which are same. So here you can see here some say. The line consists of alliteration as a literary device with the use of the word some say. Some say. Coming to the next poetic device, that is enjambment. Enjambment, as I have told you in the earlier poem too, that when the lines are being continued without any full stop, if they are more than two, there is no full stop, more than one or two. If there is no full stop after each line, that means the poetic device used is enjambment.